beceremezsin. Şu.
j'avais su monter à Istanbul.
Ok, oui, oui, c'est vrai. Só botar a Paula de como gostar de
Batak-batak sini, batak-batak.
Kita,
Tahu loh dia.
Ya.
Kalau kita, betul kita. Di sini apa di sini?
And Indonesia, you can see the but these are the Indonesian.
Alright, so we're going to continue. Are you ready?
That's crazy. You don't even get that much in Starbucks.
Or 15 minutes, quarter to please, quarter to 11. Be ready here, but don't go that direction because we will go together. Theater. You can turn back to Roman or under the but don't go that direction because we will go together. Then we will have a big we are lucky that
So the toilet is over there.
And opposite to that, next to it is another bath, and finally, state agora. All of it. Yeah, you have to come back the same way. Yeah, same. One extra, the rest is free too, so you can explore it more, come back. Or if anybody wants to go to the terrace house, their choice. Half an hour, half an spend there, and get the very big parties, walk back to
They didn't remove it yet.
No.
Okay.
No, it's for the locals.
I'm thinking shade's good.
Consideration they use urine. Of course. Never came together in this kind of places, except the names of the night.
And still, Dave, when you get it, well, that's sanitizer. And please, now you come in and you see the ancient toilet, latrines. This toilet side, right?
Going down is the difficult part. Some steps are big, some steps are small. What do you think? Do you want to go in or not? What about you?
Brushing timeなの。そしてあの時代ソープがないから違うことを使ってお家で洗うためにブラシでこうやってこれが。でも本人のマスターは外で座るでしょ。座る前に石だから冷たいじゃない。座っててちょっと入りましょうか。一番準備です。
So look at this side, please, and see the beautiful marble road here, colonnaded by columns, as you see, all the way up. And at the top of this road, we have two pillars, ladies and gentlemen, with a Hercules statue. Hercules double column.
First sister is type.
Y mano derecha se ve un elefante en la orilla. Y alrededor del elefante se puede ver una figura, una fiesta, un instrumento, se puede ver Atenea, se puede ver Heracles, se puede ver Amazonas. Las mujeres que están guardadas son Amazonas. Ellas también vivieron en esta tierra en el norte. Amazonas significa mujer para poder alimentar la mano derecha de esta izquierda, la mano izquierda de la derecha en el Amazonas. Y en la
Questo è?
Yes, yeah.
I was told that yes, something is missing. Thank you.
Deuxième siècle après Jésus-Christ, il s'appelait Celsius. Celsius que vous connaissez en école de physicien. C'était quelqu'un d'ici au deuxième siècle après Jésus-Christ. Il nous a laissé ce bâtiment, ce monument incroyable dans une ville antique qui est quelque chose comme ça, des étages. Heureusement, ils ont bien travaillé avec les archéologues.
Oh, I know. We got shadows here.
It looks like it should come like that.
Son las losas de mármol a veces directamente rayadas, eso es para evitar el resbalón de los caballos especialmente. Sí, en aquella época, sí, sí, claro.
Najlepiej fotograf z przodu.
Que pasando por la puerta de Hércules, ahora os lo voy a explicar, hay que intentar tocar las dos columnas a la vez. El que lo pueda, siempre vuelve a...
That's the switch of Nike. Hermes, yeah.
What was that building? What was that for money? That big car.
One of them, she was studying 8 last year. She's the one that was teaching us.
You take it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Very good work.
Oh, wonderful. That's great. C'est qu'en fait, ça a été la ville la plus luxueuse de l'Empire romain. C'est-à-dire que c'était la seule ville de l'Empire romain où tu avais comme ça de l'eau courante, de l'eau potable qui arrivait directement chez toi au robinet. Ça, apparemment, c'était unique dans l'époque antique. Ouais, en fait, c'était ça, en fait, les éléments c'était bon.
Και από εδώ λέει οδηγεί προς το 2. Αλλά πρέπει να πάμε ένα μεγάλο βημάτο με χιόνες ιονικού χωρικού ρυθμού. Κάποια σώζονται με τις ανασκενήσεις που έγιναν και έχουμε την τύχη να τα δείχνουμε και στους ξένους αλλά φυσικά και στους μας, στους Έλληνες. Και μιλάμε πριν τους Ρωμαίους. Πάμε στο 5ο αιώνα π.Χ. Επίσης, μια βασιλική και ρωτάει άλλους. Η Εκκλησία είπα, ναι, γιατί πέρασε και η Βυζαντινή το 3ο-4ο αιώνα μετά Χριστόν και μετά έφυγαν την Κωνσταντινούπολη και την άφησαν εδώ και είχε γεμίσει με πάλτους η πόλη σχεδόν. Και από και ο γεωργικού ρυθμού γιώδες, όλοι αυτοί στο απέρα η απέρα και αυτό σας είπα. Καλά και να δεν πήρατε από ένα βιβλίο. Επάπλωτη καμαμία του κάθε Ρωμαίων. Ρωμαϊκά, πώς το ξέρεις, από τις χρονολογίες που λέει. Πρώτος. Πάνω. Ένας Ρωμαϊκά.
And closed with the roof on top, but the pages are open air structures. Can I take a picture?
Yeah, because you don't have that. That's why I think these encyclopedical museums are very important for the world.
think so too.
But here, when you come here, you can touch.
Because this is where the whole everything started.
Yeah, here it is. Looking at the best view of Agora.
Yeah, I have to figure out why I'm here.
Yes.
Let's see.
The orchestra place.
Oh yeah.
That's not an orchestra. They make the speeches there. The parliament goes there and makes the speeches. As we see, and as we cannot see, we don't see any water drainage system. No water drainage system. Nothing in the middle. After the race, this should be like poop. This is the proof. This is the proof for wooden roof.
You had to be covered for
Yes.
Όχι. Ελάτε στο βουλευτήριο. Ελάτε στο 2. Το θέατρο είναι σε μια ώρα. Λίγο πιο μικρό από τις 7 Αύριο. Αυτό. Το πρώτο ένα Αύγουστο, εδώ είχαν
That's the one to play.
πάρει ένα σκεπαστό. Πώς το γνωρίζεις. Σήμερα έτρεχε και άλλος θα είχε. Και ξέρω ότι έχει 1.400 άτομα φορτικότητα. Είσαι τις όχι φυσικά. Από σε κόντσα έτσι που είχε γίνει στο βουλευτήριο στην Βουλή. Τα πρώτα
Restoration, just to give you a clue about the shape. Yeah.
Feels like the Greek theaters, but
yeah, it does.
the figure is like this big.
Still on purpose because we send ultraviolet sounds and try to find out how what what's left. And but usually
Jeśli nie pozwolę w trakcie mojego ujścia, to chcę powoli schodzić to drugą stroną.
Ja mówię, że to jest ciekawy materiał. Gorąc je za mnie przyjmuje w ogóle. Tego żeśmy mieli dobrego przygotowania.
Iya bener Pak.
All the temples destroyed by the Christians, including the one built for the Romans. Imagine Romans, they destroyed their own temple. That's why I always say never say never. Imagine Roman temple. Yeah. Incredible. Mighty emperor. Because Christianity came. Remember, in the Christian heritage, the history, there are three important turning points. One, 313 to 385. Constantine the Great accepted Christianity as a legal religion. Okay. That means you are Christian, okay, we accept it. Religio licata. No persecution. But didn't help the solution. 385, this is the first accepted Christianity only an imperial religion. Everybody became one.
Normal people were like normal people like of course. Yeah. But this wood is more modern.
dit was het. Ik zeg, ja, nou snap ik waarom de prijs zo hoog zijn. Maar dit was het helemaal niet. Het was geen pad. Gewoon een olifantenmaat. Iedereen overheen.
Ja, ik wil nog steeds een heel mooi wit hoor, maar er staat geen blauw water. Maar ja.
The other sister is a nurse. I'm different work. I studied normally electromechanics.
Right.
Later on I changed to artistry and architecture. Why I asked America? In every hospital or clinic centers, they are this symbol. And it is that this was the entrance gate of the hospital. Behind this building, behind the wall and clinic. They did not so before that. They were so clinic.
Someone call you Earth.
Il y a beaucoup de succès aussi.
Is this shape?
Shape అయితే
The first time.
But the first time
fue un hospital muy grande, fue como una ciudad antigua, bien grande, con teatros, salas para dormir, para soñar, un spa,
Küçük mü?
આટલે સુધી આવ્યા છે તો પછી
એકદમ મોટા મોટા
Yeah, very strong.
De nada. Eso.
It's exactly like the Roman forum. Comparing the timeline of the Roman forum
are cat friendly.
And this fountain was built and dedicated for him. If you look in the middle of the pillar, you can see the ball.
Because he's one of the they seem like one of the great
La rue vraiment.
This is very strange. I'm dealing with now 10 tourist guys in this tour. I have never heard this, man. What a strange guy you are.
These are all new for us. We have to listen at the same time.
一画哈，一画。
但是现在好像就o sea, sí hay tanta Adriana.
Tenemos que apurarle porque nos da tiempo.
Man, they're all red. Ready to... Hey, what about the library?
Hasta las y media, chicos. Por aquí no, por aquí. Hasta las y media. Habis ini.
Biasanya kan importer yang ganteng-ganteng banyak, jadi banyak. Yang kayak Mario yang jarang, makanya sekarang Mario jadi impor. Iya.
Depremden sonra değişik bir şey oldu. Bugün Antep'e gideceğim diye gideceğiz diye Antep'e vakit kalmıyor. Çok istiyordum gelmeyi ama Antep'e böyle bir çıkacağımızı bilmiyorum.
Ja, da lag keiner. Also ich lag oben, aber dann liegt nur einer.
isteyenler caddeyi takip ederek bu tarafa geçiş yapabiliriz. Önce kadar görebiliyoruz. Hiç eksik etmeyin. Gerçekten çünkü sabahtan beri buraya geldim.
Because he's with his wife. You see what I'm saying? He's with his wife. You're not, you want his toy. But when the uproar is over, when it's something serious, you've got no one. You know what I mean? That's the whole point. When people are so into their relationships, not what he's already, they know the reason why they're doing this. You can go.
Genel kültürünü sadece görerek öğreniyorum.
两个一起上来，要拍吗？
那如果能走的话，把那两个盖住，盖住就是反正就是很密集。
现场吟诗一首。来。我能听清。我能听清。哎，这上面从这上面看的挺大呀。
after being doctor?
I'm a doctor.
What else left?
I know.
그래서 저쪽 밑하고 오고
Yes. So, who is going to sing a song for us? Yes, you can test your voice. You see the seats and the original part. This side I can say, but the last scene on the left side, there is a scene color of the songs are combined together. Those are not visible, but the rest here, original seats, ladies and gentlemen, in the theater. There were two entrances from the right side and the left side from the stage to the podium here. And then you can see a little channel, ladies and gentlemen, here. So, this is a great theater for events at the same time. And then from the stairs over there, we will go to the other side of the theater. Okay?
Sesim geliyor mu?
Собственно, стравливали, да? А вот нашла. My older, I have 2 boys, by the way.
Gidiyor. Sunt tești. Gardieni ai vestigiilor. Poate sunt trupări. Trupurilor. Nu mă atenție.
Yeah.
Some others for real shopping, but some others to get rid of this stress life. In this section you found 7 hours, 7 cameras to it, but on the other section on the left, 6 hours. More minutes, but they have all the evidence. There were villas like those two, but they're all Davids waiting on the ground.
From the left-hand side, we will have a look for the agora. From the back.
Yes, the main agora.